Hello, hello, hello! I just had a bot. My own bot. Put a gun to my head. Anyway, I am Kasagi Usagi, and I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV. So, Honey Bunny Bot wasn't notifying people about streams, and so it didn't seem like she was gonna do it today either, and so I did it myself, and immediately, she goes, streams live, and pings everybody again. So now I look like a clown. But I'm gonna fight my own bot behind a Denny's. But anyway, we are gonna do Hildebrand. But first I have some little side questies to do. I wanted to get further in the Dark Knight quest before we technically finish Heaven's Sword, but that's not gonna happen. But at the very least, I need to get my Arcanist quest out of the way, because I need to get my Jobstone before I go on any more roulettes. This is how Skynet starts, exactly. So we're going to do Arcanist, and we're going to do Arcanist, and then the start of the 2 job quests, and then we'll do our Dark Knight quest, and then we will do Hildebrand. So hopefully it will not take too long. Acting Guildmaster Thudrim has instructions for you from Foreseer Kalia. I've been expecting you, Akali. As ever, Kalia's predictions prove accurate almost down to the moment, and her mind is especially sharp with such a dangerous confrontation in the offing. The Yellow Jackets have contacted us with word of Dos Mega. It appears his merchant vessel is presently anchored off the coast of Bloodshore. Once the pirate business there is concluded, rumor has it that he intends to embark on an extended voyage to the east. It will be some time before he returns once more to Limsa Lominsa. If we pass up this opportunity, Kala will lose her chance to settle the score with Dogsuma, and we risk the Foreseer stumbling once more into the blackest melancholy. Simply getting close enough to Dogsuma will prove difficult. Kali has, however, already formulated a solution and has set her grand strategy into motion. Your first task in this undertaking is to travel to Costa del Sol and deliver this set of directions to a fisherman by the name of Rizalrin. More instructions will be forthcoming. My outfit is an absolute disaster. Don't look too hard at it. Oh, I can fly. What is it you want, lass? As you can see, I have my hands full with me fishing. Ah, thanks for that. I've been told to expect ye. You're to take one of me earrings and deliver it to the cook, Ophinia. I know, it's not good. Stuck. Yes, and how might I help you? Master Gigijuru is expecting his supper any moment now. A fish airing? Why, the master does enjoy a bite of broiled fish in an evening. This might even earn me a few extra coins for this week's wages. Well, you've earned yourself one of my homemade eel pies. I should tell you, though, your Arcanist colleague was quite insistent that you take the pie to Master Gigijuru rather than scoff it down yourself. But he's gonna be gross at me. Oh no, actually, Gigijuru isn't usually gross at you, but the people around you. This is the little man that nutted on that cat girl. And what brings you to my, and I use the term facetiously, humble abode, dear madam? Huh? Such a heavenly aroma. Are you perchance carrying an eel pie about your person? How commendable that you should research the delicacies that tickle my fancy before daring to intrude upon my most ponderous of ponderings. Speaking of ponderous, well, I was speaking of it, at least, I have a hefty purse of gil to persuade you to relinquish your claim on that pastry. One moment, if you will. I've been instructed by Malavine's Gate Assessor to hand over this message to whomever delivers an eel pie to Master Gigatru. Take this purse you received from Master Gigatru and hand it to the dancer Edelgath as she prepares to return home. This is stupid. This is just like what the actual Arcanist Guildmaster did, only worse. Yes, if you're looking for a dancer, then I would first see your coin. I have 3 children to feed and no time to waste on idle chat. Oh my, that is quite a purse. My precious darlings will eat like kings this week. And such a simple job as well. I was told to expect you, you see. In return for the coin, I am to give you these. The leather satchel is from your Mikote friend, and the perio is from me. That last item you are to deliver to Drogo, the warehouse foreman. I ain't got time for the likes of you. If I don't get me work squared away soon, the master will have me head on a pike. Huh? You got something for me, you say? Hey, now ain't that Edelgath's perio? The Mikote lass said someone be bringing me a gift, and what I couldn't refuse, and stick it to me with a pitchfork. She weren't telling the god's own truth. You're supposed to have this bottle of wine. Take it to the Flying Shark and pour a cup for the sailors what are drinking there. That's what she told me to tell you. Any road. Better watch my back if I were you, though, lass. The sailors are the meanest bunch of cutthroats I ever did see. You want me to taste your wine, eh? Well, I ain't want to pass up free grog. Lamblin's teats, now that's a bloody fine drop. If we ship this stuff to the east, we'll be selling bottles by the crate. Oh, what movie did you watch yesterday? You're coming with us to the Morning Star. The captain will want to have a word with ye. There's a good lass. And as for ye, Miss Dancer, you stick close to old Hishakat. It gets damn near cold on them long sea voyages. Fair enough. Shh, we'll talk later. Why didn't I get to wear the skimpy cat girl outfit? Why didn't I have to do errands? You ready then? We'll be off as soon as the boat's loaded. Because I want to wear the skimpy cat girl outfit. I want it now. Fine grog and a fine woman. The captain will be pleased with this haul. Pray do not stare so. This was the most expedient method of gaining access to the ship. I will take that satchel from you now. You may have it back after I take the items I need. What mischief are you two about? I was merely borrowing some clothes. You wouldn't wish me to catch a chill from this brisk ocean air, would you? You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get you to the ship, lass. You better slip off that ratty robe before you meet the captain. Of course, of course. I'll be happy to show him the performance that awaits. The bitch Admiral's lapdog. Come back here for that lesson, have ye? It is I who shall be teaching this day. My lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality through applied strategy. Enough of your damn yapping. By the time I'm done with ye, you'll remember who your real master is. Oy vey. I haven't. Oh, yes, I have. I've been hesitant to say anything. No. I've been hesitant to say anything because I'm a streamer myself and I don't want to bring about that kind of ire to myself. But as a former WoW player who is aware of those types, I am not at all thrilled by what's happening. And I am not overall pleased, because I've been constantly being told that everything will be okay, and it's not a big deal. But as someone who lived through the WoW shit and those kinds of people, I don't much appreciate that sentiment. So it's... However, said people are coming to the data center that I am on, and they will also be on my server eventually, which will clog up things and a whole big debacle. It's, from what I have heard though of the first stream, they were very nice, and it was actually the Final Fantasy community that was a little shitty, so for reasons that, well, not right, I understand it. Yeah, I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I hope it doesn't... Final Fantasy XIV doesn't have a great community, but it has a better community than I would say the WoW community is, and that is because there are certain sort of like limitations that like we don't allow parsing. You don't talk about parsing, you don't talk about numbers, you don't talk about damage. Obviously people do parse because it's somewhat required for raiding, but you don't talk about it, and you definitely don't make people feel bad about it. In WoW, parsing was constant, and people would just kick you from parties, even just regular ass stuff if you just weren't outputting the damage, regardless if it was necessary or not. And that created sort of like a very toxic environment. And man, I remember going outside the cities and like people would have duels and whatnot, and just trashing each other about the numbers, and like, it's not that serious. And it's just like, it creates a very unfriendly, toxic environment. So that Final Fantasy will never allow parsing, I think will help cull some of the bad attitude. Because if you talk about it, you get banned. That's all there is to it. Our numbers matter not. It is a strategy that will win this battle. Prepare yourself, Dosma. With your defeat, will I cast off the shackles you closed on my soul. You think so, eh? Think your fancy magics are a match for my blade? You got another thing coming. But after seeing how day one went, it seems like there's definitely, well, it's too early to say, but I heard that they were very nice. And they seem to be having a good time, so. I would, the people that were being, like, super rude, that's not ideal. You don't combat. There's no reason to make someone feel unwanted in the game, despite everything. So, you treat them kindly, and that sort of behavior, that sort of notion can spread. If you make people feel unwanted, then the bad sort of attitude and behavior will spread instead, so. Do unto others, I suppose, is the best way to phrase it. I'm not looking forward to the bloat, though. Final Fantasy servers can't handle that, so I am worried about that, and the very long load times, and the new expansion that's coming out in a few months. It'll be Robon EX2 all over again. Dogsma now faces defeat. He will flee to the starboard rail. Obvious. Next comes his attempt to escape into the sea. Do you think you're pulling me strings, do you? Think I'll dance to your tune? Well, I ain't falling for your bloody tricks. In this moment, he notices the yellow jackets I had you summon in my explicit instructions to wrestle in. You were a fool to return, Dosma. I heard you were fond of shackles, so we brought you a set especially for you. Thus concludes today's lecture. Thank you, Akali. The strategy would not have succeeded without your flawless execution. Which suggests that my tactics yet require more work. One must allow for the small deviation in performance. I believe, however, that I now understand where my calculations went awry. It is not enough to wish to shape reality. One must also have a complete understanding of the reality one wishes to obtain. It is time I sought out our guild master. Pray convey to Mistress Thumbichin my fondest wishes and my appreciation for all that she has done for me. The truest test of my strategies now begins. To Limsa. There's a lot of new players though, which is kind of neat to see. I wonder if I can sort them by... Oh, I can't remember how to sort them by baby name, but that was like... It was very cute to see. There we go. Little babies everywhere. 2 and 6. Yeah, people just starting. It's very neat. Welcome back, Akali. There is much I would ask you, but first, may I have the satchel you received during your assignment? The original owner needs her costume back, you see. I'll make sure everything is returned safe and sound. Now let us speak of Kalia. I am glad to know that she has finally freed herself to pursue her heart's desire, and you are to thank for awakening the Foreseer to her self-imposed fetters. The brilliance of Kalia's strategy served to bind her to her own feelings, and it pained me to see her suffer so. Your example may even encourage Kalia to improve her combat abilities, although such will surely come in time. After all, she intends to study under the Guildmaster's direct instruction. Imagine those two obsessive arcanists and the complexity of the tactics they will develop. It may very well be that your actions in bringing them together will prove the catalyst that sparks a new era of invention in the art of the Arcania. You too should look to the improvement of your discipline, if you are to keep pace with all that is certain to follow, and to that end, I offer you a new technique, one that allows you to affect a wide swath of the battlefield and drain the life force of your foes. 28, 20, 20, 31. Alright, let's do gloves. Let's look like a complete disaster. My yellow boots, my purple pants. Well, that's not so bad. It actually probably fixed it just a little bit. Acting Guildmaster Thurbajum has news of a task which might interest you. Greetings, Akali. It is well you have come, for we have an intriguing matter to discuss. A request has come to our guild from the Sons of Saint Konek, an organization of some of the finest minds of Eorzea, and they have asked for you by name. It appears that the research of the Sons are currently conducting would benefit from the assistance of an arcanist, specifically one who has heard the tempering experience of defeating the primal Ifrit. Though I must admit to some curiosity as to how these scholars knew the extent of your heroic exploits, I suppose the source of their knowledge is of little relevance. If you would answer this request, then you will find your contact, a researcher by the name of Yamitria, at Acapulco Falls in the nation of Gridania. And Mori has knowledge of an intriguing opportunity. Akali, have you any interest in history? If so, I would share with you an opportunity to study the way of the ancients. A curiosity-refined and well-read martyr visited the guild the other day in the hopes that he might meet an arcanist of exceptional skill. He claims that the assistance of one such individual would be invaluable for the success of his archaeological research. I say claims because despite his eloquence, the thought of a martyr with academic ambitions still strikes me as odd. You are, of course, free to formulate your own opinions. His name is Alka Zolka, and he can be found at the Martyrers Guild, should curiosity overwhelm you. You are, of course, oh, I didn't hit enter. My bad. We will do this one first, and then head over to Gridania. Aw, thank you, Phantom Hearts. That is very sweet of you. Usagi-chan. How have you been? Thank you for setting aside your preconceptions, Akali. I am acutely aware of how unusual it is for a martyr to conduct research, as it were. Oh, thank you. Well, you are free to stop by any time, of course. However, you shall soon understand that I am not at all like my more muscular brethren. Rather than rush blindly into the enemy's maw, I formulate and execute stratagems to great effect. My archaeological pursuits are but an extension of this practice, for at present I am researching the military tactics of ancient Nim. 'Twould not surprise me if you were unfamiliar with Nim. The civilization flourished some 15-odd centuries ago, during the 5th Astral Era. The Nimerians lived during an age of wonders, when the magical arts flourished, but magics can be wielded for weal or for woe, and this period of peace eventually gave way to the Great War of the Magi. Oh, I am very familiar with Final Fantasy XIV. We've been playing this for several months now, on the weekends only. My moderator, Q, is actually new to the game, so she's been experiencing it for the first time, and she plays the main story with us. Yes. So the Great War of the but the bonus of me already being familiar with the game is that I am, aware of the history, so I can add my own sort of commentary, like the Great War of the Magi, is something we've discussed before, with Ampador and Mach, which we are dealing with in the 24-man raid. Or we're dealing more with the Mach. But it was Nim. I love Final Fantasy XIV too, but it was Nim, Mach, and Ampador. Ampador had the white magic, and Mach had the black magic, and we will find out what Nim possessed to create this great war of the Magi. The nations of that bygone era brought earth-shattering magics to bear against one another, yet Nim, with only a handful of mages to support its army of mariners, repulsed would-be invaders time and time again. The Salt Rock! Precisely how a military force of this composition could defy its stronger neighbors is a mystery which has long puzzled military historians. By translating existent Nimian tablets, which I have recently purchased, I mean to solve the riddle at long last. As my knowledge of Arcania is cursory at best, I require an experienced arcanist to assist me with my analysis of the text pertaining to the magical arts. Will you be that arcanist, Akali? There is, however, a complication. The Nemerian tablets and other assorted relics, for which I paid an exceedingly large amount of money, were stolen en route to Limsa Lominsa. The information inscribed upon those tablets could be of untold significance. I will not allow thieves to sell it to some rich Uldan collector for a pittance. Pray accompany me to the Raincatcher Gully docks and help me reclaim my relics. I have strong reason to believe the perpetrators can be found there. Oh god. Does my memory allow me to remember where Raincatcher... I think it has to be Camp Brunswick. The communal salt rock, where we lick the rock. Oh, please tell me I was right. I was wrong. Oh, that's right, it's Pineport. That makes more sense. As I suspected, there are not more than broken men who have seized the docks and taken to robbing every passing ship. Come, let us put an end to their banditry and take back what is ours. Oh, Bane. And move that over here. Oh, I did my spells wrong. The docks keep getting in my way. How did that happen to you, my dude? I don't think you can get down there. Can you? Yeah. He got himself stuck. Oh, he's fine. He just went under the railing. Yes, this is it! A treatise on Nemean military tactics, just as I had hoped. Hello there. Mayhap the tablet can explain this. Oh, scholars, familiars, fairies! The sunlight of Eos doth soothe and shield. The moonlight of Selene doth silence and strengthen. Akali? By the 12! Have you any idea what this means? We have rediscovered the long-lost magical arts of the Nemean scholars. Fairies! Honest to God, fairies! Well, now I've seen everything. Anyway, I shall return to the guild and begin translating the tablet. I cannot wait to see what other secrets it contains. It's you! Oh no, he's in Martyrs Guild. God damn it. That will, throw me off. Still throws me off. Excellent timing, Akali. I have just finished transcribing a section which will doubtless be of interest to you. According to the tablet, the crystal from which the fairy sprang forth is called the Soul of the Scholar, and it contains the wisdom of these long-dead Nemean mages. With it, you can call upon the fairy as you did before and bind her to your will. As I said before, I have little knowledge of Arcamia, so unless you have some objections, I would like to entrust the crystal to you. Oh, and you needn't recompense me. Simply knowing that the lost arts are being preserved is enough. I shall devote my energies to deciphering the remaining texts. Should I discover anything new, I promise that you will be the first to know. It's true. So, oh no. Okay. Reassign gear. Back to Arcanist. And then put the soul stone. Create new gear set. Okay, good enough. Move gear set over here. Okay. So, scholars are healers. They are fairy healers. Well, the fairy does most of the healing. My bars. Why have you done this? Okay. Lucid dreaming. Swift cast. Fairy spells. What is this again? Add low. Put that there. Put that there. Is that all the spells I get? Oh Lord. Okay, so if it used to be a long time ago, not all that long ago, you had two different fairies. You had Celine, I'm sorry, you had Eos, which did the healing, and you had Celine, which took care of status effects. And so, like, say you had a white mage, well, your white mage would do most of the healing, but you could take care of the status effects. Status effects in higher end content don't get to be removed. They are your burden. You can't really remove the paralysis, the poisons, the stuns. So she became incredibly obsolete to the point where now both fairies do the same thing, and it's just a glamour at this point. But I think Eos is prettier than Celine, which is an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion. And we will be using her. I don't have that button. And that is how it be. Let's put those back up. To Radon. Yeah, so if you have a status effect in Savage content, or even some of the later content, that is a status effect you are meant to have. And I do not believe she removes status effects anymore, regardless. Yeah, it was a neat little ability, but status effects stopped becoming a thing that you can put on enemies. It wasn't worth it for the higher end content, because higher end content is very scripted. You were supposed to have these things to do these things, and status effects are very punishing for not doing things, so. Maybe we have a new healer coming. We have Sage is the new healer. So there's two different kinds of healers. There is a regen healer, which is white mage, and a shield healer, which is scholar. And you cannot see it. Let me see if Q is about. Oh, she's queuing for something. Oh. Well, now you can't be in queue anymore. But anyway, I can show it on myself. So, you put shields on yourself, and that yellow is the damage taken. You can go back to doing what you're doing, Q. Sorry. The damage that is removed instead of health. And then Astrologian can do both. But with the new healer, we will... Astrologian is going to lose all its shields and become a regen healer. And... Sage and Scholar will be shield healers. So I don't know what's going to separate the healers from each other. All of that will be revealed in the next couple of months, actually. When they start talking about that sort of thing. You are a Kalyana, I assume. Well met, and thank you for coming. My name, as you have obviously surmised, is Ymitria. Yeah, I am horrific at proactive healing. And when I was raiding this tier, I was the proactive healer, and I was miserable at it, and I was just miserable in general. Kind of, because fights are so scripted, higher end content, like, for the most part. Hello, Aatrox! Because fights are so scripted for the most part going in, you know that this attack is going to happen at this time in the fight, so that you can do this and that. And you know how long your spells take to cast, so you can time things down to like the minute, or to the second really. So people create timelines for bosses. This boss casts this at this time, so that so when this attack is going, you know to put your dot at this point and whatnot. So obviously things for healers are a little bit trickier because someone could accidentally take damage, so you have to stop what you're doing to heal them. I am a member of the Sons of Saint Koenig. Ours is the Charlian Order that seeks the lost knowledge of the Alagon Empire, and in that regard, we have recently made a singularly important discovery at our dig site in Mordona. We salvaged from the ruins an ascent of ancient texts describing the existence of a sect of Alagon mages, known as Summoners. These were arcane practitioners said to have the ability to siphon the essence of the primals and manifest their stolen energy as a bedabble ally known as an Eggy. Should we succeed in resurrecting such arts, we might well hold in our hands the power to bring this age of conflict to an end. There is, however, as there always must be, one monumental obstacle to realizing this reality. In order to manifest these obedient incarnations of the Beastman's savage deities, one must first defeat a primal and capture its etheric essence. Thus, only one who can boast such a daunting achievement under her belt may even begin on the path to becoming a summoner. Do you understand now why I called upon you? If you wish to contribute to my research, then come with me to the west of Bagrat Strike in southern Thanalan. There shall we conduct a ritual of summoning, the Austrices of Flame. Thanalan. Did she say southern Thanalan? Yes, I believe she did. Oh, I was a miserable proactive healer because I liked doing damage so much. Regens are also stronger than shield healers. That's just... A regen is always better than a shield. And that is a fact. Greetings to you once more, Akali. I had a feeling this uniquely opportunity would be nigh impossible for you to ignore. Let us proceed directly to the ritual, shall we? According to the records we recovered, the summoners of old would perform these rites in a land in which the naturally dominant element matched the aspect of the avatar they wished to call forth. Only in such a place might one sufficiently shift one's etheric balance to the desired direction. The element of fire is especially strong here in the Sagoli Desert. I can think of no land more fitting in which to summon the incarnation of the Lord of the Inferno. Before we begin, I must insist that you accept this gem. It may appear a little worth, but within its faceted depths dwell the memories of a long-deceased summoners. Now you must focus. Visualize the aether flowing through you, a vibrant currency of energy transforming into living fire. Hold this image in your mind, and the raging heat of your life force shall spawn an eggy wreathed in flames. Be aware, however, that this nested entity will appear before you unbound and hostile. It is your chance to overpower the avatar and establish yourself as its master. The path of the summoner is not, if fraught with peril. Did we summon a primal? Kind of. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, but it is what I did. Most impressive, Akali. The Fireborn Eggy has submitted to your will. You have mastered the Ostracities of Flame, and that is no small feat. Pray let us return to Apokolu Falls, that we might further discuss your achievement. So, summoners are a, they existed in the time of the Allagons, and then were, I believe, killed. Because what they were doing, oh, so many, seemed very much like summoning primals, which is not incorrect. All magic in Eorzea works through Aether. Black mages summon Aether from within. Conjurers and white mages summon Aether from the nature around them, or they borrow it. Is how they excuse it. The summoners do the same thing to a degree. We take from the air around us and funnel it into ourselves, and then use it that way to summon eggies and whatnot. Summoners, they sometimes, you'll see summoners have the summoner horn, which is from the classic Final Fantasies, but it rings true in Final Fantasy XIV, the summoner dongle, which helps absorb Aether, and also the less clothes a summoner wears, the more Aether they can absorb into their bodies. That is indeed how it works. This is truly a momentous occasion. You have rescued the lost art of summoning from the grasping mire of forgotten history. But you must know more of the avatar you have found. In the ancient tongue of the Allagan Empire, it would be known as Ifrit Eggy, where Eggy translates approximately to pure or the essence of. In short, you have tamed a willful manifestation of Ifrit's raging fires. As you might expect from an entity born of the Lord of the Inferno, the avatar and its capacity for destruction should serve you well in your battles to come. With such an ally at your command, it is not too soon to take upon yourself the title of Summoner. You have proven yourself more than worthy of the soul crystal you now possess. Yet, be that as it may, the road before you is long and arduous. If you would triumph in this age of conflict, you must needs master more than just the Eggy of fire. I suggest you next fix your gaze upon claiming a servant of unyielding stone. You once seized victory against the primal titan, did you not? Though I admit I am eager to progress directly to the atrocities of Earth, we must be careful not to overtax your reserves of strength. Rest well, and spend some time to grow accustomed to your newfound abilities. Once you feel prepared to continue with our historic research, you will find me here, awaiting your arrival with barely contained impatience. Excellent. Stone in the body. Reassign the gear to summoner. Fantastic. We've done it. Oh crap. My buttons every time Final Fantasy. Every time. What's up there? You go there. And you go there. And you go there. You go there. Lucid dreaming. Addle. Worthless. Up there. Are we good? I think so. Okay. And then we have a new Eggy. And there he is. You can turn him into a red carbuncle, but I'm not going to. I have one last thing to do, and then we will progress on to Hildebrand. It's very good. Sidirgru would entreat a fellow Dark Knight for aid. That's fair. I see you yet walk the path, Akali, and it is well that you do. This is a matter I can discuss with only another Dark Knight. Swear to me that you will speak it to no one else. Thank you. Then I shall begin at the beginning. Yeah, there's a lot of DPS classes that I haven't explored. So there's Samurai, Bard, Machinist. It's whatever you feel like. Our master, in his final moments, spoke to Frey and me in riddles. A heart bleeds, a man weeps, a soul burns. Thence comes the darkness to consume. There is a blue mage, and it steals abilities from enemies, but it is not treated like a regular class. Therefore, you can't queue into dungeons or anything with it, because it is in fact too powerful. So it's a bit of a goofy class. Yeah. I believe it has an ability from. It has you can cast spells from almost all the primals. So there's Ifrit, Garuda, Titan, Leviathan, Ramu, Shiva, and then a whole bunch we haven't met yet. Yet even in the depths, the flame endures. Submit to the flame and harness the abyss. Frey and I did not understand his words. We hoped their meaning would become clear to us in the course of our duties as Dark Knights. And so we carried on, following the creed, until one day we found her. Go on, Rael. She can be trusted. Alright. Halone's blessings be upon you, miss. Right then. She was fleeing from a unit of Temple Knights at the time, who were clearly intent on doing her harm. Needless to say, Frey and I took issue with that, and chose to intervene. We went to ground that day, but Frey was caught out in the streets while fetching supplies. I cannot protect her, Akali. Not from Temple Knights, not by myself. I'm not sure even why they seek her, only that should I fail, her life is forfeit. Help me, Akali, and I will share with you my arts. And when we have reached the limit of my knowledge, perhaps we can unravel the mystery of my master's final words together. I can offer you naught else. What say you? Then it is settled. We shall both serve as her guardians. Don't you have something to say to Akali, Rael? Apparently not. Yes? Why did the Temple Knights want to hurt you? They said I was an abomination, that I had to die to atone for my sins. Where are your parents? Oh. What do you think of Sidirugu? He doesn't talk as much, not since Frey left. Sometimes he hardly speaks a word, other times... But I know he would never hurt me. Excuse me, Akali, was it? You'll look after Sid too, won't you? Thank you. That puts my mind at ease. Right, that's enough of that. To more important matters. Like I said before, I'm not sure why the Temple Knights are after Rael. They seem to believe something is wrong with her, but for the life of me I can't imagine what it could be. However, there may be a way to find out. The other day, I overheard a curious tale from the House Hilinarte Knight recently returned from Camp Cloud Top. He spoke of Vanu healers who could see their patients' ether. So skilled were these healers that they could diagnose ailments with a glance. It may be not more than a fantastical tale told by a man in his cups, but even so, if there is a chance we could learn what, if aught, ails Rael, I dare say we must take to it. Let us go to Camp Cloud Top to begin our search for a healer there. Right then. The Vanu Vener are not wont to parley with outsiders under most circumstances. However, they may be willing to receive us if we come bearing a suitable offering. I am told that they use gastronous feathers in their rituals. Mayhap that would suffice. Akali, I must ask that you prepare our offering while I look after Rael. Once you have it, we can journey to Vanu Oku Bendu together and entreat one of their healers to examine her. Am I geared enough to go fighting shit out here? Well, I am or I am not. Oh, I'm going... Ooh. Where am I going? Where was this leading me? Oh, to the dungeon. Really wants me to do the dungeon. 5 p.m. Must we? I can't understand it myself. Yeah, they're definitely okay. They were more delightful as a child for the obvious reasons, but like... Has firework technology improved in the last decade? And it's not like the ones that they fire outside their houses or anything spectacular. They're just little pews. But anyway, I digress. Where am I going now? He wanted me to go to over there. I feel like I've been hearing fireworks for the last 2 weeks. It's like, please. It's not that serious. It is, in fact, America Day. What mistral gale blows Netherlings this far? Away with you! Away! Gas torn his feathers? Netherling knows the ways of Vandu well. Let storm clouds give way to sunshine. Say your piece. She will do as we ask, Akali? Bring forth the child, Netherlings. Let me look upon her face and know her heart. Soft rains to soothe your heart, little one. Do not be afraid. Oh, drink the winds. Let thy soul take flight. Bathe in the mists and show me thy light. Oh. Come, come, show me thy light. What temptatious wind rages beneath tranquil clouds? What great spirit dwells within you? Speak plain, Vanu. This is no child. This is... The Tremontane follows you, Netherlings. You cannot remain here. Be gone from our lands. Wait, I don't... God damn it. Ready your blade, Akali. We've been followed. Over there. Someone's coming. George Washington with chainsaw hands does sound very good. Paisa, I swear to God, if you try and start shit with me, you little... Look at this awful little thing. Look at his little feet. Look at his little hands. A little fucked up. We're killing temple knights. That should be the last of them. I'm trying to have conversations. It's true. That should be the last of them. Huh, I've seen those ones about before. They don't answer to the Lord Commander, and so I hear. Bastards sought to take us outside the city, away from prying eyes. Don't want to be seen murdering a girl in the streets of the Holy See, do they? Even their staunchest supporters couldn't abide that. Seems our new friend has already abandoned us. Not for it, then. Back to Ishgard we go. Come along, Riel. It's popping in Ishgard too, which is a rarity. I trust you no longer dispute the true nature of the Temple Knights, murderers and thieves who drape themselves in the trappings of righteousness. Do you not see, Akali? We are all that stands between them and their prey. There is no justice for these monsters, save that which we must deliver. I will see them answer for their sins. I swear it. If I have to drown in the abyss to see it done, I will. Akali said, I want to thank you both for protecting me earlier, and apologize for getting you two hurt. Don't be foolish. You have naught to apologize for. In any case, at least we learned something of our enemy's motives. Not that I have the faintest inkling what that healer meant by great spirit. Yes. All right. It's time. Seer must once more enter into a world he does not quite understand. I pray this eve finds you well, Akali, or at least better than it finds me. It seems I have no choice but to seek out the inspector and convince him to surrender up his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under most suspicious circumstances, after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold? Therefore, the Inquisition would conduct a thorough inspection, and if needs must destroy it. Given his affinity for the contraption, I fear the inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in his interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him? Fury be praised, at least you have seen reason. Let us pray that he will as well. I am given to understand that while the inspector and his assistant have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo near Fort Tom's Manor. With any luck, they will be there now. I can't wait for this man to also fall into the depths of madness by hanging out with Hildebrand. We lost another one, boys. Oh, she's so cute. The very pinnacle of the heavens. Isn't she adorable? Verily shall we scour all creation from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the answers we seek every day shall be filled with grand adventures, the stuff of fairy tales and legends. Huzzah! A grand adventure in the deepest pits of the seven hells! Just so. Such is the creed of Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Gigi is very good. Gigi's doing the thing! Well posed, Gigi, well posed. I dare say you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender the mammoth for suspected heretical origin into my custody. Why, hello there, Akali, an Inquisitor seer, ever the jester, accusing poor Gigi of being a clockwork heretic when it's plain to see he is merely a precious young lad. Oh, there you go again, confusing the poor girl, as if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the souls of femininity. Nashu, please, were you not witness to the magnificent display of Mandervillian masculinity mere moments ago? That's 'cause you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what. What if Gigi wants to be both? Let Gigi be both. Mistress Yana, Inspector Seer, what is all this commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard. I'm sorry, Daddy Four Tomps. Oh, Lord Edmond, my sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I have come to seize this mammoth on behalf of the Acquisition, a fact which I clearly explained to the inspector before you arrived. At which point they sent to bickering about the contraption's gender. I just want him to be like, it's a fucking mammoth. It's just a mammoth. What say you, my lord? Do you think Gigi a boy or a girl? "'Tis clearly a strapping young lad, no? Fury take me! Not you too! Has the whole world gone mad? Fine, fine. But even supposing that this Gigi is a boy, a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstances of his discovery and miraculous resuscitation were most unusual. He cannot be suffered to roam the city with impunity until the Inquisition has determined he is not a threat. I beg your pardon? A miraculous resuscitation? I guess it's Gigi. VV, Gigi, Gigi. Ah, yeah, Gigi, VV. I see. Then until such time as Gigi recovers his memory, mayhap it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of House Manderville. I will even stand as witness here, now, if you wish. Lord Edmond! Adopt? That would make me Gigi's father. Doubtless the Inquisition would think better of taking any action which might threaten the cordial relationship between our two houses. Yes! Yes, of course I'll do it! Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, do hereby grant this child the patronage of House Manderville. Papa Hildy! Papa Hildy! The inspector's finally become a father. It's so beautiful! Quite. Now that we need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city. Indeed, I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap by the grace of the Fury, something will jog his memory. Thank you, Lord Edmont. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son, we must away. Oh, Helone, I would not presume to question your grand decision, but God, to found it all! Well, mayhap I cannot detain them, Emmet, but I am still within my rights to observe the blasted thing. Thanks for nothing, Lord Edmont. Lord Godbert will be pleased to hear that his son is hale and healthy as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle on another father's behalf, and certainly not without consent. I want this man to ask me, shouldn't I have better things to do? And my answer would be yes. And I would beg him to help me. And he would simply walk away. But Edmund, I'm trapped in a side quest. How long must I stand around waiting for that mammoth to do something passively heretical? Heretical? Judging by the size of their estate, they've wealth to rival House Manderville. Whose estate are we looking at? That's not an estate, that's a church. What the hell are you talking about? It's just a church. Cor, look at all them halberds. I've never seen such a well-armed building before. I know. I know. Come now, Gigi. Surely gazing upon this wondrous work of Ashgardian architecture stirs something within your soul. The grand manor of House Durna Mafafafafa. Where are you seeing House Durnadere? They don't live over here. Pray do not fill my boy. Pray do not fill the mammoth's head with such nonsense. This is the supreme, sacred tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory doctrine. I should know. I worked there. Furthermore, I am quite certain that there is no House Dermadorpadorpada, and it is rather a ludicrous portmanteau of the four houses, including that esteemed house, which but recently stood as witness to your adoption. Well, Gigi, do you remember anything? No, nothing. I say, rather than pardoning him before the Grandois, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables, that he might bask in the singular sights, sounds, and smells of Ishgard's famous chocobos. I'm glad that Seer said something. This man is exhausted, because I was like, this is the church. The House Durnadere, I passed by it, I pointed it out. It's not over here. Because this is a... I can find House Durnadere. Hold on. I think it's by the, I actually do think it's over this way. I was so mad. I was like, that's the church. I do think it is by the, Arcanist Guild. Not the Arcanist, the, Astrologians. Yes. House Durnadere is right here. And then House Dazamal. Oh, I can even talk to the man. Oh, this is House does them all. Oh shit. I got the flags confused. Where's the bell? Oh shit. I made a goof. House does them all. Uh-oh. That's the markets. For Thompson Hill and I. So it has to actually be over here. I'm invested in this search now. If Dalzimel's here, then Dunadere has to be up here. There they are. It wasn't even close. This is the Dunadere Manor, miss. You may not enter without the leave of my lords. But if it is respite from the cold you seek, mayhap you could visit the cathedral. Understood. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I still don't know where Emmerich lives. I have completely forgotten. Patience, patience. A watched heretic never sins. Such noble creatures, chocobos. How many Hylicon days did I pass in the saddle, racing across the windswept plains? Helicon? Hylicon? So if I wanted hair that color, I'd have to eat plums, val fruits, and pineapples. But how many? Oh man, that is a joke. To changing the color of your chocobo, they need to eat a certain mishmash of fruits that you have to grow special that you can only get from the Grand Company, and they have to eat them in a certain order, and they have to eat like 20 of them, and it's crazy. It is crazy. It doesn't take that long. Splendid specimens of horse-bird flesh, would you not agree? In the hands of a skilled jockey, any one of them could take first place at the saucer. I hope my pink moonflowers are still there. These chocobos are the pride of the Ishgardian cavalry, and any temple knight who dared exploit them for personal gain would answer to the Fury herself. How about now, Gigi? Do you remember anything about Ishgard? Be sure to sniff the chocobos. It might help. It didn't. Because if those seeds are gone by the time I log back into Nier, I have to do it all over again. Ugh. You know, just because you found him in Corthian Snowbank, it doesn't mean he hails from Ishgard. Which is why we ought to try taking him to the markets and exposing him to all manners of goods from across Eorzea. Excellent suggestion, Inquisitor. Wait, now... Am I now complicit in this farce? Fury, forgive me. You're in it for the long haul now, my friend. But I want one. I want one. Buy me a chocobo, please, Father. Father, that strange-looking thing is staring at us. Gigi, Gigi. Am I that strange-looking? I know. He's a madman. Close the air. What if I picked one with my eyes closed and gave it as a name gift to myself? Oh, I wonder what it'd get me. Receive your orders. Detain your heretic. Meet your quota. Fury, take me! It used to be so simple. Frightening on occasion, I grant you, what with my mentor's little episodes, but simple nonetheless. These goods would fetch a high price in Wulda. Why bother? It's no use. Now, Gigi, you must not give to despair so easily. Did I not promise you days filled with grand adventures and the eventual discovery of your misled memories? Spirits, Gigi, spirits! My word! A vase flung to the ground with reckless abandon! Could this be the opening salvo of an indiscriminate campaign of vandalism? One waged by your wild gesticulations, perhaps. At least look before you strike a pose. The gods only know how much that vase cost. 123,504,000 gil at last assessment. 'Twas over 700 years old, and graced the homes of a dozen archbishops, 8 counts, 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke. 100 million gil? Oh, Helone, why have you forsaken me? Well, would you look at that? It's a miracle. Nay, the divine intervention of the Fury herself. Did I do that? Gigi, my boy, that was marvelous. You're a born artisan, just like your father. Papa Philly's papa? Your grandpa Goldbert, the man who woke you with a few gentle taps to the noggin. You wouldn't believe what else he can do with that hammer of his. Why, some folks say he wields the powers of life and death. Once he and his missus come back from their tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see that trick of yours. Do not demean the mammoth's power as mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle, and I demand that you all acknowledge it. This mammoth. Sir, I say, sir, 100 million gil for the mammoth. Nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless vase. My word, is this what passes for trade in Ishgard? Gigi is my flesh and blood. I will not sell him at any price. Please, Papa Hildy, no more. I know you mean well, but we can deny the truth no longer. I am a mammoth. Gigi, whatever has gotten into you? You are my son! You are a Manderville man! Listen to your papa, Gigi. You're a Manderville girl, through and through. Stop it, both of you! You're not my papa or my mama. The unmistakable scent of, well, perhaps not heresy exactly. Regardless, the mammoth's power cannot be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. Oh, children do say the most hurtful things. Well, it's only to be expected. Gigi is at a rebellious age. Strange as it may sound, I too tested my parents' patience, and that on more than one occasion. But if they could weather the storm, then so can I. I say we find out what's got him thinking he's a mammoth. But he is a mammoth! How can you... Never mind. Yes! They're little robots. They're little animatrons that are independent, but follow orders. They kind of like walk and do their own thing. Hildebrand knows that in his heart that love transcends dimensions of time and space, definitions of man and machine. The course of fatherhood never did run smooth, but I, Hildebrand, guardian of Gigi, doting parent extraordinaire, shall find a way to overcome this trial and be reconciled with my beloved son. That's the spirit. Solving a simple case of childhood rebellion should be easy for a man who's unmasked thieves, defeated duelists, and led armies of the undead. Yes, that's all very... Wait, what was that about the undead? Actually, don't tell me. For now, all that matters is finding the mammoth. We should begin by speaking with the sentry stationed by the city gates and the airship landing. If Fury help us, he has left Ishgard. We need to know about it sooner rather than later. I will visit the Ark of the Worthy, while the inspector and his assistant head to the airship landing. You can question the guard at the gate near the manufactory, after which we will regroup there and share our findings. Dismissed. I wonder if this way is quicker. It was quicker. Little fellow with a wide-rimmed hat. Aye, he came through here, bought passage on a supply ship bound for Falcon's Nest. One of them was named Lalafels, right? Funny little buggers, seem keen to be anywhere but here. Well, if Gigi left the city, it is not by the main gates. And the sentries at the airship landing have seen no one matching his description.
Aatrox 271.
Aw, thank you so much, Aatrox! And the sentries at the airship landing have seen no one matching his description. I appreciate it so very much. Falcon's Nest? Very take me. Must we return to that freezing pit of despair? Wherever Gigi goes, I will follow him and find him and embrace him as my son once more. However, I surmise our final destination lies far beyond the walls of said outpost. Indeed, there is but one reason he would return to those frozen wastes. To frolic in the snow and cast his worries to the winds. Really, he seemed in no mood to frolic. That's fair. He seemed in no mood to frolic when I last saw him. As I recall, he used his arcane powers to mend a vase, only to become a morose and belligerent when it became clear to him that he was in fact a mammoth. One might even say he remembered what he was, remembered his purpose, and so he returned to Western Kurthus, that famous breeding ground for heresy, where we first found him. Home to his heretic masters, to share with them the intelligence he had gathered on the city. At long last, the undeniable, the unquestionable, the unmistakable scent of heresy. Well, what are we standing around for? We have a heretic to catch. Inspector, I'm starting to think that Inquisitor Seer might not think very highly of our little girl. It is possible, but I would not presume to know his feelings ere though he voiced them explicitly. Until such time as he does, we should endeavor to surreptitiously bring him around to the opinion that Gigi is a boy of pure heart and good intent, subtly in all things, Nashu. That is the Manderville way. Manderville man does whatever a Manderville can. Aha! I knew it. The mammoth immediately left the outpost, and it looks to have headed north along the river. By the fury, I cannot wait to finally catch him in the company of heretics. I don't much like your tone, Inquisitor. If our baby girl ran afoul of any heretics, she'd look them square in the eye and tell them she doesn't want any. Hey, Inspector, I think I just had one of those moments, of insight. Maybe Gigi came here to find Lord Godbert. I did tell her her grandpa might like to see that trick of hers. Brilliant deduction, Nashu. He must be eager to meet his grandparents. The self-same ones he renounced when he declared you were not his father. What a fine young gentleman, eager to explore his heritage. Let us make haste, my friends, for a reunion of 3 generations of Manderville's beckons. I really can't be bothered. Fair and true. The tracks continue to the north. Oh, they're having a snowball fight. They also killed a bunch of deer together. I love this. That's very cute. Oh, he's dead. I didn't even notice him here. The mammoth lies motionless in the snow, fragments of ice stuck to its cap, and suggesting the impact of something small and round, round traveling at high speed. Oh, my head! Who? Oh, it's you! You followed me. Oh, Gigi, if you wanted to have a snowball fight with your grandparents, you should have said so earlier. The Hildy was very worried, though he is glad to see that you are unharmed. It would seem he was struck by a snowball, much like these Steinbocks. These dead Steinbocks. Are you sure he isn't damaged? If a mere blow to the head could fell our Gigi, we Mandervilles are made of sterner stuff. I myself have been driven headfirst into the earth on no fewer than 24 occasions, several times from malms above, and my mind is no less brilliant for the experience. I expect the earth was no less brilliant for the experience either. Why are you nodding? Oh, he's behind me, isn't he? What good fortune to cross paths with you lot so far from civilization. Forgive me for not taking notice earlier. I was engrossed with my duel with Julian. How rude of me. Would you care to join us? Grandpa Godbert! Grandpa Godbert! Mama Nashu says you wield the powers of life and death. I beg of you, Grandpa Godbert, grant me life. Make me a real boy. Are you sure about this, son? It may sting a little. I will endure whatever I must to become a real boy. Then let us begin. This body is everything I ever wanted. It's perfect. Thank you, Grandpa Gopper. Thank you. Oh, I have not even begun to begin. Brygot, guide my hammer. Papa Hildy, I'm a Manderville man! Fuck, dude. Gigi, my son, come to your father and let me have a look at you. Papa Hildy! Gigi. I know. Now that brings back some memories. Papa Hildy! Oh dear, who could have done such a thing? Aww. By the Fury, it's just like the vase all over again, miraculously restored to its original form. Gigi, my boy, upon further consideration, I believe that this body may suit you best. It is, how shall I put this, more manageable. And much more adorable. But how can I ever be accepted as your son if I remain a Mehmet? Is that what's been troubling you all this time? But why didn't you say so? Manderville is more than mere flesh and bone. He is vigor, compassion, honor, a gentleman for all seasons. Be you man or machine, it makes no difference. If they call you a mammoth, you look them in the eye and say, "Nay, I am a Manderville mammoth." Mother, Father, forgive me for not consulting with you earlier, but circumstances forced my hand. I have formally adopted Gigi as my son and ward of House Manderville. Ye gods! I knew he was fond of the mammoth, but did you hear that, woman? Our son's gone and's got himself a son! Grandpa Goppert! Grandpa Goppert! It all makes sense now. Grandpa Gobbert and Grandma Julian. I've been waiting years to hear those words. Grandpa Gobbert, Grandma Julian! Few things in life are grander than becoming a grandparent, as they say. Ha ha ha! And what's so bloody grand about it? I will not be made grandmother by a bloody, buggering mammoth. It's past time I beat some sense into my beloved boy. Anyway, there's an S rank out here. Fury, take me. I heard the tales of dark nights before, but no. No, it couldn't be. No, I think it was something far worse. Heretical, like as not, but rules be damned. I'm not risking my life to find out. Well, shit, there's an S mark around here. Sense the presence of a powerful mark. I don't know where the S rank hangs out. And this map is fucking huge. They're mad. Utterly mad. The whole damn lot of them. How their house could rise to such prominence, I will never understand. Well, at least the mammoth seems to have overcome its existential crisis. Before today, I didn't know a mammoth could have an existential crisis. Wait, what am I saying? It's a mammoth. Why should I care what it claims to think or feel? Fury, take me. Their idiocy is infectious. I mustn't allow myself to fall prey to it. Follow procedure. Report to your superior. One step at a time. One step at a time. What is happening? Oh! It's all the way up there. Social friend list. Oh no, I need Pretty Finder. No one's got a thing up. Oh, it might already be dead. Oh, I can't join the party. Because I don't have hunts technically unlocked. Hell yes. Oh, I'm a goner. Oh no! Please don't do that again! I won't survive another meteor! Ooh. I got rare music. Helen. Okay. Good stuff. Right then. My superiors, having been informed of the mammoth's adoption by House Manderville, as witnessed by House Fortomps, proceeded to take me to task for my gross mishandling of the situation. They remain convinced that the mammoth is the product of heretical manications and have commanded me to redouble my efforts to prove this uncontrivable fact. That may prove problematic, however, as Gigi seems to have forsaken his quest to recover his memories and thrown himself wholly into his new life as a Manderville mammoth, casting about for any hint of a case alongside his doting father. In any event, though, I do not share my superior's conviction. I think it's safe to say that there is something exceedingly unusual about that mammoth. You saw with your own eyes how effortlessly it restored that base, and itself, to its original form. Reconstructive magics are not particularly rare, but his are unlike any I have ever seen before. Hello, Mama Moss. Yeah, that Hildebrand, that was an experience. Alright, so we will grab Miss Q, who has been waiting so patiently. And I believe we need to go to Fortomps. The last vigil is where we need to go. And this man, Tosifers, has what we need. Gods of Eld. Oh, I will jump into chat with Q real quickly, who has been waiting so patiently. Tosifers has a message for you from a mysterious stranger. And hello, Miss Q. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I am taking as many sippies. Thank you, Zach. Big sippies. It's all reading today. We are probably not gonna hit MSQ today. It's true. This is a fact. Ah, my Lady Akali, during your absence, a stranger came calling. Upon learning that you were away, he left a message to the effect that he wishes to speak with you and will await you at the Rising Stones. If you have a mind to oblige this stranger, please be careful. I cannot well explain why, but it put me ill at ease to simply be near him. Pray return to the Rising Stones, which is in Mordona. Did you already grab this quest?
I did.
I see. Did I interrupt you from a queue? I'm very sorry.
No, I was trying to do Shiva Extreme.
Why?
Because I have it as a quest.
Alright, I will help you get Shiva done extreme. You don't queue for extremes. They're incredibly difficult. We will get it done. Yeah, people don't queue for them because they're you're synced down for them, and they're difficult content, so you gotta like watch the video and understand what's going on. Yes. I will help you get that done. Oh wait, this is all. They are all saying the same. I was thinking we were doing MSQ stuff. My thanks for coming. Unukali is my name, and I serve a friend. I sought you out that I might alert you to the rising threat of the beings known as icons. Which you are aware of. You are aware of the threat, you say, but I speak not of the primals with which you are exceedingly well acquainted. It may interest you to know that the term icon, and the beings to which it refers, precede the Garlean Empire by eras. You see, in the name by which the Allagons called godlike beings, the dark divinity Odin among them, and the Garleans, who seek to emulate the glory of ancient Allag, have simply availed themselves of it. Pray permit me to continue the tale. I thought so. Ah, Urianger, how kind of you to join us. As the Warrior of Light's comrade, my participation is to be but expected. After all, the matter doth pertain to the very fate of this star. The icons of Eld, in the distant past, these mighty beings did offer fierce resistance to the Allagan Empire. However, they eventually fell to the men of Allag, who devised the means by which to capture them. And it did not end with capture, as you well know, for the Allagans, who learned how to harness the icon's power. They refined this knowledge at the Aether Chemical Research Facility on Azizla, and within the centrifugal crystal engine, they sealed 3 of the beings, the Warring Triad. 'Twas first and foremost to acquire the infinite power of the Warring Triad that the Archbishop did seek Azizla. But in the wake of his defeat, the bindings which confined the icons were severely damaged. Doubt not, but they will fail completely ere long. Know that we do not condemn you for striking down the Archbishop. You are simply fulfilling your destiny, and yet, were the Warring Triad to be released into the world, unimaginable destruction would ensue. Take heart, for there is still hope. Through swift action, we may yet prevent their awakening and see them resealed. But in dealing with this new threat, our first step must be to contend with the old. 2 savage gods are returned, I fear, summoned once more by their worshippers, and at a strength far surpassing their previous incarnations. I speak of the primals, Ravana and Bismarck. If left unchecked, they will inevitably seek to seize the power of the Warring Triad. This will serve to feed the confluence of chaos and hasten the icon's awakening. To wit, we must needs vanquish both their kinds. I pray thee, however, to first focus thy gaze upon the primals, ere we turn our attention to these icons and their fitful slumber. I shall return to the waking stands forthwith to consider such measures as are available to us. Meanwhile, I bid thee attend to the task of eliminating the primals. Young Uganhali shall assist thee. Rest assured he is not our enemy, for the time being, at least. Are they gonna make us fight Ravana? Surely they're not gonna make us do the EX versions of these, are they? That would be crazy. Okay, now, when the bow wakes. Unokali is anxious to act before the warring triad awaken. The time has come, warrior of light. We must move against the warring triad now, or suffer the consequences. It was my destiny to suplex the boat. The seal is cracked and the icons stir. Should they be allowed to awaken and resume their titanic conflict, it will be a light to the coming of a second calamity. You, Akali, represent our best hope of eliminating this threat. That said, the very act of entering the containment facility itself presents certain unique challenges. So unique, in fact, that I struggle to locate an individual with the requisite talents to surmount them. Were it not for the impressively diverse connections of your fellow scions, I might still be searching. Happily, however, they were able to furnish me with a suitable candidate. Now, along with you and your echo-blessed companions, all the pieces we need to proceed with this deadly game are arrayed upon the board. Victory hinges upon no less than the total destruction of the warring triad. But we must also wear the interference of those who covet the Allagon's primal harnessing technology. I speak, of course, of the blindly grasping hand of the Garlean Empire and its fumbling agents. The ignorant meddling of the Empire will serve only to hasten the Icon's awakening, and it is my master's desire that the Triad be dispatched before Imperial forces delve too deeply. Being the nearest to wakefulness, the Icon Separat shall be your first adversary. Make your preparations and join me on the flagship of Azizla, and we shall speak further there. Okay, good. Did you get the quest that you needed to when the bow wakes?
Yee.
Okay, good. To Azizla, then. When they were talking about doing the ones, I'm like, surely you are not requesting the EX fights be done before taking on the regular story. But that is not the case. It was just how to unlock them. So the best way to do EX fights is to do Party Finder. Well, all of mine are locked, but because I haven't unlocked anything. But what you do is someone will have whatever that trial's name is, EX, and usually they only go one round for like Wondrous Tales. Or say if you just want the clear, people will come in and help you. Queuing for them, no one queues for those fights because it takes a certain knowledge to That is what they've been telling me to do. And so you'll get, on my main account, I have Mentor Roulette, and I get put into those EX fights with people that have been waiting like hours for a group, and it's usually like me and a bunch of mentors, and nobody knows the fight because they think they can take it down like a regular fight, and that's not how those work. So then I spend an hour trying to teach people a fight that don't want to listen. It's really rough. Cause like, so the Tank Buster in Shiva EX, you have to turn it towards the rest of the party, because it's a shared Tank Buster. But unlike a shared tank buster, it's a shared tank buster for the entire party. And I beg, I'm like, tanks, I know it goes against your nature, but you've gotta turn this towards us, because otherwise they die. But yeah, Shiva EX is quite difficult. Yeah, Shiva Extreme and Mentor Roulette. Q was trying to queue for that, and I am telling her why she shouldn't do that. There we go. Yeah. No. This is the place, Warrior of Light, where we will find the containment facility, wherein entities of incalculable power lie chained, their fathomless energy siphoned away by Alagon devices. That's what I'm telling her. As I warned you, Sephiroth poses the most immediate threat. His dreaming mind drifts perilously close to consciousness. Thus must his destruction be our first concern. Your fellow Scions will be joining us anon, accompanied by the uniquely talented individual of whom I spoke. From what I gather, the two of you are already well acquainted. Let us continue inside and wait before the doors to the containment facility. You've not been waiting long, I trust. We are eager to lend whatever cooperation we may to your mission, Akali. My Shola's just all over the place lately, isn't she? It is an honor to meet you at last. As I know of only one other Mikote Scion, you must be Archon Y'shtola, meaning your diminutive companion is Mistress Kryl of the students of Baldesion, correct? Diminutive? Perhaps there has been some mistake. I assumed it was for my knowledge and not my stature that you requested my assistance. The mistake is mine. My apologies if I have given offense. Mayhap it would be best if we proceeded directly to the matter of our objectives. Your adversary is the Icon Sephiroth of the Warring Triad, otherwise known by historians of Alag as the Fiend. He was once the patron deity to a tribe of tree-like beings native to Mercidia, but was subdued by the Alagon Empire after a lengthy war of attrition. After his defeat, he was imprisoned for use as a source of power. Even now, Sephiroth is neither truly living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream, while his body energies are harnessed by Alagon technologies. The explanation for his failure to dissipate into aether lies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bind him, but to continuously regenerate his corporeal form. Meaning it will be all but impossible to banish him while said restraints are in place, yes? Remove them, however, and we risk allowing an unfathomably powerful and doubtless vengeful Icon to run rampant. It seems we have no choice but to divide our forces. One team must locate the controls to Sephiroth's shackles and disable them, while the other stands ready to destroy him at a moment of his awakening. A most sufficient assessment, Mistress Kryl. While I was aware that the Echo provided you with uncanny insight, I did not expect you to intuit the core of my strategy quite so swiftly. Ha! If only my gift offered such detailed analysis, which is to say, it doesn't. I merely took it upon myself to learn as much about the Triad's imprisonment as I could before coming here. It will be Akali and I, after all, who enter the Icon's den. Indeed, given the nature of our adversary, none save those under the aegis of the Echo should be permitted to enter the containment facility. The risk of primal influence is too great. Well, that's settled then. I will disable the restraints, and Akali and her gifted adventurer friends will welcome Sephiroth back into the waking world. Better that than the other way around, I'd say, considering our respective fields of expertise and, of course, my diminutive stature. Right, it's time I had a little chat with the doorkeeper over there. Activating verification systems, lifting access restriction on Triad control. I had no idea the Baldesion curriculum was so comprehensive. When we locate the controls for Sephiroth's restraints, I will gladly leave the operation to you. When we locate the controls, mayhap my words were unclear. Only those blessed with the Echo may safely enter the facility. Your concern for my sanity is touching, but unnecessary. Suffice it to say, I am in no danger of falling under the Icon's sway. Boop, boop. Warning, verification systems detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering restricted airspace. Security systems engaging intruders. The Garleans. Come, Urianger, we must keep the Imperials occupied. We too should be on our way. Gods, I would be lying if I said I wasn't slightly terrified, but I can't very well leave every deadly task to you scions. According to the history, Sephiroth was immersed in both size and strength, mighty enough to rout even the implacable armies of the Allagons, and that more than once. To cut a long story short, we have to get this right. I shall do my best not to wake the icon up too much. As my grandfather always used to say of certain little monsters, get them up and get them moving while their brains are still abed. I don't remember this fight on normal, but it's gonna be okay.
It'll be fine.
I genuinely have no memory of this fight on normal. I remember dying a lot to it in EX. It's like, orange, orange! Get on orange! Okay, let's do it. I cannot dance. I have to heal my tank. Oh, it's a trial. Apparently I just have to pray that my tanks aren't dumb.
Well, one of them isn't great.
You're not dumb.
I didn't say I was dumb, I just said I wasn't great.
I don't think it's that bad. It's the next one that's bad. Because it requires math.
Oh no, I remember you telling me about the math.
Well, they're not this math. It's different math. It's not minor algebra. It's simply counting. But it's still, I don't know.
Can't do any math.
I know, I can't do any of that.
Disabling Sephiroth's restraints now. Good luck.
Voice acting? Well, we're not doing it on EX, but it does require more knowledge of what the colors do and how much they weigh. If there's no colors in normal, then how do you tell which way she tips the scales? Well, that's not important right now. That's like 2 weeks from now. Oh, I almost started a fight.
Oh god. I've never seen you tank once. Why would you start anything?
I don't know. You have your tank stance on, so they're waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
See. Don't pull them all the way back.
Oh, okay. Where do I put him?
Just no. Just leave him there.
Okay. Oh, let's leave him here then.
He does knock back, so you gotta be mindful. That's a stack marker. You don't have to stack, though. You stay where you are. You normally do, but not this time. It's Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VI. Don't worry about that. Just stay where you are and don't clip anybody. Well, don't like overlap with anybody.
Yeah, I was moving so people wouldn't touch me.
No,
They would
people
try.
move for you. You don't move for them. Okay. I'm so scared. I didn't know there was a wall. So grab, you don't have to, you can't hurt him right now. You have to grab Abs. Because the other tank doesn't have their tank stance on, so you've gotta start grabbing.
That means he's dead, right? You can't fall off the edge.
No, yeah, you're right. We're done here. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I saw you come out from his fingers. So there's no turning him. You just tank him at his hitbox. To the left.
Oh.
And then stand at the edge of this blue circle.
No,
Stand at
I
the
went to the left and he pushed me off. I'm alive.
Oh, you went too far to the left.
Oh, I'm not alive.
Earthshakers. The other tank. You are dead for the rest of this battle, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
Sorry, honey.
That's okay.
Good luck. You can just. Are you able to watch?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh no. I don't remember. I think. Oh, that's right! The wind! I remember.
Don't wanna name.
You got it. We all just got cleared. That was a wipe. Okay, so make sure to grab ads. Yeah, someone pulled early. That's what happened. He won't move again until someone aggroes him, and he got aggroed immediately. Okay. So don't go all the way. We're gonna get pushed a little bit. Okay, now at the end of the blue circle. And then we go to the end of this blue circle. Okay, good. And then we have ads. Goodbye, Mama! Thank you for stopping by. Oh, Earthshakers. Spread those out. Don't try not to hit anybody with them, but whatever. Definitely don't overlap them. Okay, now we destroy the Storm of Winds. And that's for later. Move out of that. Earthshakers. Now we stack in here. There we go. I don't think we stand in the middle, but I don't remember. What's happening? I'm glad it's over. Because I didn't know what the hell was going on. So, in the fuck, I don't remember. So in the extreme, we each get a color. 4 people get orange and 4 people get green. Green people, there's going to be these tethers that attach to 4 people randomly. The green people take the tether and they go here to the very edge of the map. And then orange people have to stay away because there's these big giant green pulsing AoEs that leave only 3 safe spots on the map. And then this splits into 2 columns, and green people have to go in green and orange people have to go in orange. And if anyone's not there, it's a very bad time. So he was doing the columns of green and orange, but we didn't have color markers, and I was like, what does it mean? What do we do? I don't understand.
What are people saying in chat? TYF.
Thank you, fair play.
Oh.
GG, good game. Thank you, fair play.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
That's because you play League and nobody knows how to say nice things to each other.
I don't play League all the time. How dare you?
That was positive chat. I know it's a new and foreign experience to you.
Well, I know what GG well played is, but I didn't know. Thank you, fair play.
Kafka's on my arm wrestle. I almost elbowed him right off into oblivion. Just bam. You did it. I've seen you in action before, but never against anything that big. My legs kept telling me to run, but I just couldn't tear myself away. I don't think I blinked once during the whole battle.
Me neither.
You were like, I wish I was dead through the entire thing again. A hero, tried and true. If only I had possessed such strength. Y'shtola, this is Kryl. Icon eliminated. Oh, if only you could have seen it. Akali gave Sephiroth the mother of all rude awakenings. And your distraction was perfect. We encountered not a single Imperial soldier. Yes, understood. Let's swap tales with the Rising Stones, then. On our path to the control chamber, we discovered a number of dormant thralls. It would seem the machines that preserved their forms also held them in a state of torpor. We need not fear them summoning their deity anew. In short, our work here is done. For the present, at least. Let's go home, shall we? Bet you thought you'd seen the last of him. Your senses are sharp, young one. I am Regula von Hydrus, legatus of the 6th Legion, and it would seem that that damnable woman and her accomplice have led me on a merry dance through the thickest of this infernal island's defenses. To think that I pursued them. I shall withdraw for now, my lesson learnt. I doubt it. You Garleans never learn. You covet the means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control that which you do not understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summoned them. I have no interest in crossing blades with children. Live, grow strong, and mayhap one day you will warrant my attention. Yeah. They like to do stuff like that. So the Legion that dropped a meteor, that dropped the moon, that was the 7th Imperial Legion, like Final Fantasy VII and dropping the meteor. So these gods from 6 are you have the 6th Imperial Legion running around. It's very good. I think it's neat. I looked back and you weren't there. Did something happen? Not of consequence. I mistook a shadow for a man. Just what are you hiding beneath that mask of yours? A longing for hope, an appetite for power, a lingering sense of regret. And I do detect a desire to test your strength against a certain hero. Is that what your gifts tell you? No, those were just wild guesses. But I wonder if some few of my words didn't strike close to the mark. Or mayhap more than a few. Be at ease, Unokali. I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend, regardless of language, that which a fellow being would have me know. You need not mask your heart as you do your countenance. That was a performance, then? A ruse to uncover my true nature? I see, I shall have to keep my wits about me. Alright, let's go before I get copyright. Because I'm sure that's from something.
Don't know what.
Don't know what, but it's definitely from something. It sounded very familiar, but everything sounds very familiar. So, Warrior of Light, how did it feel to strike down a great foe? You must tell me more of the experience once our meeting with your colleagues is concluded. Though thine all-surpassing skill at arms, do we now take our first step in riding this star of the warring triad's baleful presence, and in such wise do we lessen the burden bequeathed unto us by vainglory of Alog. Know, however, that the two icons which remain are thought equal in might to Separat, and may yet exceed him. Ere thou proceed, I would counsel thee to marshal thy strength, and give careful thought to thy preparation. Assuming the Garleans afford us the luxury of time, even now they grasp for the means to dominate primals, blind to the technology's potential for calamity. My master taught me that the entity known as Separat was the world's first sacred tree, elevated to godhood by the belief of its worshippers. There is no power more fearsome than that born of unconditional faith and unbending ideal. 'Tis plain your master found in you a willing student. Tell me, was it he who taught you of Alagon's technologies, potential for calamity, or are those your own words? 'Twas but a figure of speech, nothing more. When last we met, I thought I caught a glimpse of the boy behind the mask, but it would seem your defenses are firmly back in place. Must you persist with this infuriating veil of secrecy? I, for one, would very much like to know who this master of yours is, amongst other things. As long as our purposes align, what matter my affiliation? It matters a great deal. I do not ask out of idle curiosity. If we are to fight as comrades, we need to be able to trust each other. In which note, I should apologize for my earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of the enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad to see you reacted as you did. No person of your age has any business being calm and aloof of all of the time, much as you might wish to be. Anyway, we had best be off. Do send word if there are further developments. A companion now, am I? We will come back to him next patch, I believe. Oh, I have to remember how those patches fall into place. But I'll get it figured out. Alright, so we have a little bit of time. Not enough time to start main story. So do you want me to help you get that Shiva Extreme done? And I can show you how that all works.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't leave party, but make sure, get that, make sure you leave party so I can add you on, Casa. Yeah, so EXs are filled with, like, if you're doing them synced, you will need to know all of the mechanics that happen in the fight. And there are mechanics, like, that you have to set up beforehand, and if you're leading the party, people sort of expect that. People sort of expect, like, you know where to put markers, and you will set up everybody. So what you will do... So, what you do, I don't know if you're watching the stream, is you'll have Party Finder there, and you will just recruit members. We're not going to do it this way, but it's Trials, Shiva, EX is, I think, the Amphitheater, Extreme. You don't need that. You're just going to be like, hi, I would like the clear. Thank you. Or you can even put, like, Wondrous Tales. But you don't need to. You don't need any of these for something content like this, and then remove role restrictions. Because you don't need a full cognate party. And then you just hit, bam, recruit. Recruit members, and then you only need, like, 180 to get it done. So just a couple. And they'll be like, yeah, I'll help you. That's how I did, the coils the first couple times. Yeah, don't queue for it. You'll be waiting forever. You'll be waiting forever, and you will probably not get the clear. But let me...
Yeah, the wait wasn't too long. It was like 5-ish, 10-ish minutes.
Oh, you got in?
Oh yeah, I got in twice. The first party was bad because I was tank, and I didn't really know what to do.
Oh.
And so I switched to DPS, and we got halfway. We got our halfway down.
Oh, you were doing that for hours?
No.
No. Oh, did people just left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one person left, so then the whole party dissolved as tank. Because the other tank was big mad.
Yeah. Oh, I hope no one yelled at you.
They did. I don't care.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So, also...
Like, oh, we need to switch tanks and the tank is bad. I'm like, alright.
Oh.
Leave.
I'm real sorry, honey. Yeah, don't go things like that. So also, when you set up those parties, you also want to put it into undersized party, so that everyone can be their right level. And that's in, hold on. That's in this little wheel here. Undersized party. You click that, before you go into the trial. I'm real sorry. You just blacklist them and go about your business. You and me. I'll try and go slow to kind of show you how the fight works. So, we start, so she does, she has abilities, so she's doing staff right now, so we'll have icicles, and we simply move away from each other. Yeah, and you have to do tank swaps because you keep getting resistance bounds. She keeps debuffing you. So when you hit, I think 4 is usually the safe number, you want to swap with the tank. Alright, now we find the safe spot, which is here. It happens very quickly. Oh. There we go. Oh, happy 4th. Okay, so that's the tank buster. I was reading chat, but that's what you share with everybody. You turn it around and make it face the party, because you cannot take that alone at 50. That was also a tank buster. So once she does that big one, then you turn her back around to not face the enemies. So she's doing sword. Oh, that's in. No, you don't have to worry about... She's gonna... Because of the nature of movement, you don't always have to worry so much about that stuff. Oh. So this is ad phase. You grab all the ads because she's not gonna be doing anything. That's another tank buster that you would turn. That's your own personal tank buster. Free damage once the ads are dead. And then she does her ultimate attack. And that's Debbie. Alright, and then things progress as they do, and now she's going to be doing the same things with added mechanics and new mechanics. So, cardinals are safe. We take our icicles and we go into those safe spots, but not overlapping on each other. As you just did to me.
It's too late.
Here, I want to put an A. Oh, I can't put markers mid-fight. This will be... So this is Shiva circles. You go on one of the last ones that appeared, and once the first one breaks, then you go in. Don't go do that. Now, and then the 4 down side. This is Bo. Get behind her. Well now, you see the problem here? There's no space. There you go. she's gonna fire a beam at me. Oh, I need knockback prevent. I forgot. I need you to break me out of this ice. I thought it was an earth shaker. I got mixed up. You got it. They, so... Cardinals are safe again. There you go. All EX fights are retellings of a bard. That's why they're harder and different. That's in, which I didn't do. Middle. Ice is gonna happen. Don't move. Look, we tell the tale of the bard, and he's like, "That's magnificent," and then he does a retelling of it. So right here. Middle circle's gone, and then we go in. There you go. That is a very common mechanic that you will see a lot. Bo, get behind her. And so he retells the what happened in like a song, and it's more extravagant than what actually happens. Arm's length.
Not here in town. Oh.
So you see there by her name, she's got a stack, like a number. She's getting stronger with each sort of turn that passes. Ice is gonna happen on the floor. When she hits 8, I believe she starts to enrage. Oh no! Oh no! I think we're both dead.
Oh no. Does the ice break eventually?
Yeah, when we run out of health.
Oh.
Oh no, we have a minute. It'll break in a minute. I was waiting so cute could kill him. I wasn't respecting the mechanic. I think I can live. I don't know if the fight will last another minute, but I can probably save this. She can't kill me. So long as she doesn't enrage, it's fine. That's so funny. She might be able to kill me.
Uh-oh.
I'm at least in for this one. 16. Stop touching me. Alright, before we get killed. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that's how you do EX.
I got the achievement, let it go.
Let it go. It was for dramatic effect.
Yay.
And that's how you do it. That's why there's so much. So what you're supposed to do is you put like, oh god, I don't have the markers for this fight anymore. So you have markers. It's in the cardinals. Why didn't C get put down? C, and then you have numbers in the other cardinals. So then these are not aligned. So then what you do is you have people in clock positions for the ice circles, and then you also have partners. So when those circles come up and you have to go to a safe spot, people of the same color will go into the 2 safe spots. So if you have 8 people not knowing where to go and overlapping each other at minimum level, they're all going to kill each other, and it can be very, very chaotic. So there needs to be some coordination and a somewhat knowledge of the fight to go into those sorts of things. And people, by nature, are not very patient. But that's why that all went wild. If you want to experience those fights without, like, I can get you through the EXs, and we can do it like that, kind of slowly, so you learn the fight at the very least.
Yeah.
But the best thing, the honest to god, the best thing to do is to go into Party Finder and just be like, hey, I'd like a clear on this, and just kind of get it done that way.
I like your little witch hat.
Thank you. It has a very cool little, wait.
Ooh.
Alright, well, let's get out of here. Oh, you get
Treasure.
treasure. The axe dropped for you!
Yay!
That bracelet is probably garbage, but also need on the diamond tier.
Do you want it?
No, I don't need it. You want to need on that.
Do you want the bracelet?
No. Take the diamond tier.
Yay!
You should have also gotten a diamond dust, right?
Where would I find
It's in your. It would have been dropped straight into your inventory.
Oh, my inventory is
Alright, well, I'm
I
assuming.
got a Shiva card though.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, Shiva card, diamond tier. I don't see diamond dust. Yes, I found it.
You found it? Okay. So, you're in Mordona still, right?
Yes.
I will go to Mordona with you very quickly, and I'll show you something cool. So not every primal, but all of the current primals that we, at least in ARR, have fancy glowing weapons. Ramu just gives you the fancy glowing weapons when you defeat his thing, but Shiva and Leviathan you have to turn things into. So, primal gear. Okay, so you need 5 diamond dusts, and you can make your. So you're gonna talk to Alina and primal gear, and you scroll all the way down. And you'll see Shiva's diamond axe, and you can try it on, and you can see that if you turn in 5 diamond dusts, and that axe that you just got, you will get a glowy, snowflakey axe.
That's very cool.
If we can run it once stream is over 4 more times, it will take 2 seconds to get you all of the ice that you need. Okay, I'll let you think about that. Alright, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I am off tomorrow, but on Tuesday I will have more Transistor and more Near Replicant. But I will be back with more Final Fantasy on Saturday at 5 p.m. EST. But thank you so much for being here. We will be hitting the 2.3 storyline for sure on next Saturday. So look forward to that. Otherwise, I will see you guys Tuesday. Otherwise, have a very lovely rest of the day and a fine Monday. Thank you so much and goodbye.